Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Military, a prescribed drill in handling a rifle. A small handbook. Doing or requiring physical work. Manual labor. Requiring human effort. A manual transmission. Of or relating to the hands. Manual dexterity. Military, a prescribed drill in handling a rifle. Of those who work for wages, especially manual or industrial laborers. Of or designating manual industrial work or workers. Operated by hand. Operated by hand. The prehensile extremity of the superior limb. He had the hands of a surgeon. A hired laborer on a farm or ranch. The hired hand fixed the railing. Place into the hands or custody of. Hand me the spoon, please. Something written by hand. She recognized his handwriting. A card player in a game of bridge. We need a fourth hand for bridge. The cards held in a card game by a given player at any given time. I didn't hold a good hand all evening. Physical assistance. Give me a hand with the chores. Ability. He wanted to try his hand at singing. A member of the crew of a ship. All hands on deck. A position given by its location to the side of an object. Objections were voiced on every hand. A rotating pointer on the face of a timepiece. The big hand counts the minutes. A round of applause to signify approval. Give the little lady a great big hand. A unit of length equal to 4 inches, used in measuring horses. The horse stood 20 hands. Guide or conduct or usher somewhere. Hand the elderly lady into the taxi. One of two sides of an issue. On the one hand, but on the other hand. Terminal part of the forelimb in certain vertebrates, e.g. apes or kangaroos. The kangaroo's forearms seem undeveloped, but the powerful 5-fingered hands are skilled at feinting and clouting. A regularly scheduled session as part of a course of study. Systematic training by multiple repetitions. A public instance of reciting or repeating, from memory, something prepared in advance. The program included songs and recitations of well-loved poems. Written matter that is recited from memory. Translating an idea into action. A hard theory to put into practice. A customary way of operation or behavior. It is their practice to give annual raises. Avail oneself to. Practice a religion. Systematic training by multiple repetitions. Practice makes perfect. Learn by repetition. Pianists practice scales. Engage in a rehearsal, of. Engage in or perform. Practice safe sex. Carry out or practice, as of jobs and professions. Practice law. Knowledge of how something is usually done. It is not the local practice to wear shorts to dinner. The exercise of a profession. The practice of the law. Systematic training by multiple repetitions. Learn by repetition. The act of using. The activity of exerting your muscles in various ways to keep fit. The doctor recommended regular exercise. Do physical exercise. Give a workout to. Some parents exercise their infants. A task performed or problem solved in order to develop skill or understanding. Carry out or practice, as of jobs and professions. Put to use. An action, often used negatively and without consequences. An exercise in futility. Usually plural, a ceremony that involves processions and speeches. Academic exercises. Make a hole, especially with a pointed power or hand tool. Don't drill here, there's a gas pipe. Systematic training by multiple repetitions. Learn by repetition. We drilled French verbs every day. Similar to the mandrel but smaller and less brightly colored. A tool with a sharp point and cutting edges for making holes in hard materials, usually rotating rapidly or by repeated blows. Military, the training of soldiers to march, as in ceremonial parades, or to perform the manual of arms. Teach by repetition. Train in the military, e.g., in the use of weapons. Undergo military training or do military exercises. Systematic training by multiple repetitions. A concise reference book providing specific information about a subject or location. A concise reference book providing specific information about a subject or location. A concise reference book providing specific information about a subject or location. A manual containing information organized in a summary manner. A manual describing the customs of a particular group, especially the ceremonial practices of a monastic order. A manual of black magic, for invoking spirits and demons. A manual usually accompanying a technical device and explaining how to install or operate it. A manual usually accompanying a technical device and explaining how to install or operate it. A manual containing instruction in sexual techniques, intended to enhance the reader's sexual life. A manual describing the customs of a particular group, especially the ceremonial practices of a monastic order. A manual usually accompanying a technical device and explaining how to install or operate it. A manual usually accompanying a technical device and explaining how to install or operate it. A position in the manual of arms. The rifle is held vertically on the right side with the butt on the ground, often used as a command. The military forces of a nation. The military forces of a nation. The military forces of a nation. Their military is the largest in the region. Associated with or performed by members of the armed services as contrasted with civilians. Military police. Characteristic of or associated with soldiers or the military. Military uniforms. Of or relating to the study of the principles of warfare. Military law. The military forces of a nation. The military machine is the same one we faced in 1991, but now it is weaker. The military forces of a nation.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.